we are 2 months away from Election Day, and we've heard from Kamala Harris supporters who are super clear about why they like her, what policies of hers that they like, and why they're going to vote for her.
Trump or Kamala?
Kamala.
Kamala. Why?
She's not Trump.
She's not Trump. Okay, what's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Actually, I don't know any of her policies.
What's one of your favorite policies of Kamala?
Had to pick between the two of them. I'm just picking her because it feels like the lesser of two evils.
Trump or Kamala?
Oh, Kamala.
Kamala. Why Kamala?
She is really a smart lady. I think she has all the tools she needs to be a president.
Alex, they make a lot of sense, don't they?
Yeah, they make no sense, but really they don't have anything to say. I mean, Kamala was supposed to be in charge of the border. She didn't do anything with that. I just wish they were honest and they said that they like her because she's an African-American woman. I mean, that would actually be, justifiable, but they can't even say that. So that shows you how much support she truly has. She has no support, just people don't like Donald Trump. They're just voting against Trump. They're not voting for Kamala Harris.
And at this point in time, do you think more and more people are realizing that Kamala doesn't really have a lot to offer?
I think so, but what is going to be most important is this debate coming up next Tuesday. I think that will wake a lot of people up. But right now, people don't even take into account the fact that she's been the vice president for the past 3 years. So a lot of our problems right now with inflation, just the fact that we're basically about to head to World War III, she could be stopping all this currently. But she's running on a campaign of stuff she's going to potentially do. So people need to wake up. Sadly, it's hard to wake up somebody that doesn't really want to.
Now, I want to talk to you about Tim Walz. We've seen how Kamala Harris avoids reporters, but just take a look at this guy who wants to be the vice president and how he responded when he was asked a serious question about the murder of 6 hostages, including an American citizen by Hamas in Rafah.
What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found dead in Gaza?
Thanks, everybody.
How can he be the vice president when he responds like that?
Well, he's a coward, but he knows that his state of Minnesota is very pro-Palestinian, so he's going to just not say anything that could be even considered controversial. And sadly, I guess that's how you win in politics. I like a politician like Donald Trump that's not afraid to speak his mind, but once he gets asked, Tim Walz gets asked one hard question, thank you, see ya, goodbye. Politicians are supposed to answer hard questions, whether they like it or not, whether we like the answer or not. But Tim Walz is just going to lie about his service in the military. He's going to lie to people's faces about what he's going to do when he's vice president. And he's just going to ignore people that have serious issues like the 6 hostages that were murdered. And CNN said they died. It's really sad because not only is Tim Walz wrong, but the mainstream media that's covering it is also wrong and insensitive.
We had that here in Australia as well. We had left-wing media outlets reporting that they died, not that they were in fact murdered, killed by Hamas terrorists. Now, as you mentioned, Tim Walz has lied. Megyn Kelly interviewed 4 veterans who served with Tim Walz, and they say he's a liar who abandoned his troops. Here's a grab.
Why did you come forward?
It is morally indefensible. He didn't care. It was all about him.
He's a military impersonator. I don't understand how he could do it morally, or you got absolutely no integrity. The rumor went across the state that he had quit, and it was like, who the hell does that? I mean, it was just unbelievable that a CSM abandoned his troops, 500 soldiers basically, but beyond that, there's 1,000 parents out there that expect that person to lead those people into combat.
He's a habitual liar. He lies about everything. He lies about stuff that doesn't make sense. You're taking a piece of their thunder and you're trying to capture it and put it in a bottle for yourself and use that for your own benefit.
He basically said, I've got better things to do. Go pick somebody else to go on a mission. Well, if you sold out your guard unit and abandoned them, I mean, what are you going to do at the national level?
Fear is a reaction. Bravery is a decision. And Walz has made the wrong decision. He's not brave. I call him a coward because he is.
The message is very clear. What's your reaction?
Well, my reaction is that the cover-up is always worse than the crime. I mean, Tim Walz did give 24 years of service to the American people, but sadly, him making this lie and then now covering up for the lie, it just makes his whole entire military career worthless, and it just makes him look like an absolute coward, which he is. So That's what makes me mad, is the fact that, first of all, he got caught lying and saying that, he faced battle in Afghanistan. Just admit it. America, we're all about second chances. So covering up his lies just shows you that he has no integrity whatsoever. And just like Kamala Harris lying about working at McDonald's, these politicians will constantly lie if they think it'll help them get ahead. I mean, I don't know how we're ever going to get the real truth from any elected official.
Yeah, well said. Look, I'm ready to move on from Tim Walz, but we just have to go through one more painful part where he fronted up for that CNN interview with Kamala Harris. I don't know why he was there, but he was asked to respond about the claim that he made that he carried weapons in war, and this is how he responded.
The idea that you said that you were in war. Yeah. Did you misspeak, as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct.
So he's not a liar, he just has bad grammar.
Yeah, it's like when I said when my dog ate my homework when I was in elementary school. And the fact that he throws his wife under the bus, he must not love her. If I did that to my girlfriend, she'd kill me. So, I mean, that just shows you the type of guy he is. He'll do anything to get ahead, even throw his own wife and blame her basically for his bad grammar. It doesn't make sense. And it wasn't a grammar error because he got caught saying it multiple times. So, yeah, it was definitely not a grammar issue whatsoever.
Well, speaking of great guys, we heard from George Clooney this week, who played a pretty crucial role, as you may remember, in getting Joe Biden out, to get him to drop out of the race. But now he says that Joe Biden is just a selfless guy, and he even compared him to George Washington.
What should be remembered is the selfless act of someone who, it's very hard to let go of power. We know that. We've seen it, all around the world. And for someone to say, I think there's a better way forward, that's all the credit goes to him. And that's really the truth. And all the rest of it will be long gone and forgotten.
I'm actually lost for words, Alex. What do you make listening to George Clooney?
I agree with George Clooney. He is selfless. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. He has no idea. Joe Biden's on the beach in Delaware, just sitting there. Who am I? Where am I supposed to go? What day of the week is it? Am I still in the election? So, I mean, in a way, he is right. He's not even a human being anymore. He's not autonomous. He's being controlled by people like a puppet right now. And you know what? I feel bad, not for George Clooney. I mean, he's got a very good life. But I feel bad for Joe Biden just being puppeted and paraded around. The guy needs to retire, and he needs to just, go relax. Because like George Clooney said, he's selfless, but it wasn't his choice. He doesn't even get to choose to stay in the race. So he has no control over the decisions that he gets to make or that the country gets to make.
Well, Joe Biden is back from the beach, and he's back pretending that he's running the country. Here he is.
Folks, we made a lot of progress, and Kamala and I are going to build on that progress, and she's going to build on it. I'll be on the sidelines, but I'll do everything I can to help.
Looks like he forgot that he is no longer running for president. Should he go back to Delaware?
He does need to go back to Delaware, and mark my words, Joe Biden has no idea who Tim Walz is. He has no idea who's running with Kamala. He has no idea what's going on. He has no idea that World War III is going to happen. I mean, let's just be real. He's in a serious mental decline, because I know people his age that are still very spry and very sharp. And there was a time when, believe it or not, Joe Biden was a sharp politician. Yeah. But those days are long gone. He needs to retire, and I think they're going to get rid of him so they can put Kamala as president before the election. So this should scare all of us that she's going to be able to kind of get in through the back door and potentially stay the president if she wins this election.
We'll wait and see. Alex Stein, so great to speak with you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.